Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Isha, and if you're new to my channel, I would just like to give a bit introduction about myself. I'm in Darwin regional area of Australia, Darwin Northern Territory. And currently I'm pursuing Masters of Teaching from CDU, so I have a couple of videos where I can help you out to know more about Darwin, which is again a regional area. So if you're interested to know more, you can just check my description box. I'm going to mention a link over there where I link all the videos that are related to Darwin so that I can help you out. Also, one more thing, I might sound a bit tired or exhausted just because I just came back from my work. Anyhow, in my today's video, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about the cultural differences that you will incur, that you will notice after you'll move to Australia. So basically, I'm going to compare the things that I saw back in India and the cultural shocks and the cultural differences, the major differences that you're going to notice, that you're going to see as soon as you're going to move here. Without waiting a lot, let's just start with today's video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already, and like this video as well. And you can also ask me in the comment section that what else you want to see, what else you want to know about Darwin, just in case if you're planning to move to Darwin. One more thing, I'm going to put my Instagram link again in the description box, so you can again check it out, follow me over there and help yourself. Alright, so see, the very first thing is that when we talk or interact to people, and even if you must have seen in your classes back in India, in your college or in your university days or school days, whatever, that people talk to each other via WhatsApp groups, but no such concepts actually exist. No such concept exists here. Obviously there is WhatsApp, people definitely use WhatsApp, but it's like only 10% of the conversation is going to happen via WhatsApp. The major part of conversation is via Gmails, is via mails, basically, not basically Gmails, via mails, Outlook, Gmail and all that stuff, and also Facebook Messenger. So Facebook Messenger and Gmail I still remember, I never used to check my Gmail. I never used to check my mail. I think I used to check it maybe once in a week. That's it. I never used to open that because I knew that all the promotions are gonna come there and it will be of no use to me. And if I have to get any major message, definitely I'll get that on my WhatsApp. But that's not the scenario over here. You have to check. Even if a student has to tell me that, miss, I am not going to come to the class today, or if the student has to tell me that, miss, you haven't marked my roll, so the student is gonna mail me. So whatsoever, even if the smallest, whatsoever the reason is, the mail is the basic medium of communication between everybody. Alright, the second thing, I have heard people saying that if you want to be successful in your life, you need to be punctual enough. So again, talking about Australia, people over here are hell punctual. What I mean by saying hell punctual is, like, let's assume that my school is going to start at 7 a.m. So everyone will be there at 6:55 or 6:50. So everyone reaches 5 minutes early or maybe 10 minutes early to wheresoever they have to go. I'm not even talking about my school. Even if you have to go, even if you're working in a cafe, even if you're working anywhere, you will notice that people usually come 5 minutes early or 10 minutes early. It is not going to happen like in India, like your work is starting at 7 and you are reaching at 7:15 or 7:20, and then you'll say you got late. So everyone over here is punctual. They take care of the traffic, how much time they're gonna take to commute. So again, when I started working, I had this time issue. Like, I still remember that I reached at my work starts at 7:45 and I reached at 7:46 and 7:47, which is like very normal, very normal for me being an Indian. But then I realized when I reached over here that my coordinator, she said that I'm 1 minute late or I'm 2 minutes late. So that's not the scenario. You have to reach wherever you are reaching. Even if you are new to Australia and you are a student and you want to apply for jobs and you want to go for an interview, please go 5 minutes early, please go 10 minutes early. I know this is a bit of a hectic thing for us, but it's very normal here, and people actually respect everyone and really appreciate the fact that you're being punctual. So the third thing is that cars over here are too common. Like in India, of course, everyone cannot afford cars, but over here, everyone cannot afford bikes. So cars over here are super common, and in fact, when I talk about cars, second-hand cars are too common. I mean, anyone or everyone is going to buy a second hand car, and that's like a staple. That's like a staple, you know, everyone can afford it and everyone can buy it. So having a car is not a luxury over here, very normal. And then, like I mentioned, second hand cars, everyone, even in Sydney, I've seen that you can get a car for $1,500, for $1,000, for $3,000, and you know, obviously the range is going to increase, but you can get the car as cheap as possible. And then the next thing is talking about the clothing. When back in India, obviously you were never gonna see anybody I mean, if you have to go to gym, you're gonna wear your active wear, your gym wear. But nothing like that over here. People, they just want to be comfortable. I have seen teachers, I have seen people working in corporates and you know, in any XYZ field, and they come in their active wears and their gym wears and their shorts and whatever they want to wear. So nothing as such that you cannot wear your active wear or your gym wear or your tights or whatever to your work. Even if you want to go in your active wear, that's completely normal. Your gym wear is completely normal. You can carry it wherever you want to carry it. You'll see people roaming around anywhere in their active wears and gym wears, so that's pretty normal over here. And then the next thing, which can be a bit daunting for Indians specifically, that is, everything needs to be in written over here. What I mean by everything, even if you know there's a small part of a communication which is going to happen, they will they will expect and they will ask you to give that in written. If you want to take a leave, you have to write an email for that. If something has happened, if something is fishy, if you were not able to do something and they asked you to do it, they are going to ask you to make a report for that, why that happened, when that happened, what is the reason behind that. So, and basically everything goes on via mails, everything is going via reports, you know, basically everything is written. They have the written record of everything. Even if someone has to say that we have to mail Isha this thing, so they're going to have this written on their page, or maybe you know they'll get that on their sticky notes or whatever, but they will have that in written that yes, this is to be done. Even if I need to get a badge, they're gonna have that in written that you know Isha needs to have a badge. So that's how it works. So it was like, sometimes I used to feel that you know I've just called somebody, maybe I've called a parent, why do I need to write that? But no, everything is to be added that yes, you did that. Even when I talk to my friends, like my nursing friends, they tell me that you know even the smallest of the smallest detail of a patient is to be written down, and that's a bit daunting for us because we don't consider these small things, but over here they consider every small thing. So be prepared for that you need to be in habit of typing and writing mails and all that stuff. All right. And then moving ahead, this is like a good thing. Apple is not a luxury here. Everyone, and year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10 class students, in fact everyone, I'm not even talking about students, everyone is having Apple, and it is not at all a luxury. Like in India we say that you know if you have an Apple, I don't know whether you say that or not, but it's like a normal mentality that you know if you have an Apple you are Amir, but that's not the case over here. Everyone is having Apple, everyone is having what we call, I'm not at all an Apple fan, I use Android, but anyhow, so AirPods, and you'll see you'll just see in year 9 kid child, student, and you'll see that you know they are having that. So it's very normal over here, affording all those things, and basically it's not a luxury, it's like a staple again. Okay, and then yeah, this is again a very different thing. When I came to Australia, a lot of I used to feel a bit uncomfortable about it, but now I'm like super okay with it. So now let's assume back in Sydney, when I just landed in Australia, what I used to see, like I always used to go for a morning walk. So when I used to go for a morning walk, I used to see people looking at me, and then they used to smile, or someone is gonna say good morning, or someone is gonna say hi, how are you? So this is like the basic thing. Like in India, of course, if someone is gonna look at me and smile, maybe I'll think something is fishy or kuch ho rahi. But nothing like that over here. Everyone is polite, they try to show kindness. Now let's assume that you're just walking, and when you're walking someone is gonna say you hi, how are you? So you just have to say good thanks, good thanks, and you can just move on. You don't even have to stop. Earlier when I was new to Australia, I still remember that somebody asked me while I was doing my morning walk, that, hi, how are you? And I stopped over there and I was just trying to reply, I'm good, I'm good. But then that person just walked away. He didn't even listen to me and he didn't even bother to listen. But that's the culture over here. So basically the culture is that if somebody is saying you, hi, how are you? You just say good, thanks, and you just keep on walking. You don't have to wait and do. And if someone is just giving you a smile, you can just give a smile back. And most of the people, they, meet and they greet you like that. So that's super normal over here. So you don't have to think that if someone is smiling and someone is looking, saying hi, that means that they know you already. Nothing like that. It is the way that they meet and greet each other. And then this one is like, I don't like this thing, to be very honest. You are not going to find water over here in washrooms, in toilets. They usually don't call it washrooms, they call it toilets. And you're gonna find a toilet paper. Believe me when I say that, you will literally realize the importance of water. You will literally realize the importance of jet when you will come to Australia. There is no jet, no water, only tissue paper. I still wonder that how do people only use toilet paper and they are clean, because I can't be. I'm still not in habit of just using tissue paper and just saying that okay, I'm done. I always use my water, but that's something, that just leave that. So toilet paper is a thing over here, and that's very normal. Everywhere, no matter wherever you go, you're gonna find a toilet paper only. No more comments about this. Okay, again, the next thing. So this is the 9th thing which I'm telling you. So the next thing is that, back in India, when I used to be in India, I used to go for shopping at 6 p.m, 7 p.m, 8 p.m, something like that, along with my parents when they're gonna come back. But nothing like that is a culture over here. Over here, you will see that the malls are going to close around 5 p.m. Exactly at 5 p.m, they are going to close. Everything is shut over here. Again, there are a couple of shops that are open, like, Coles, Kmart, something like Coles, Kmart and Woolworth. But the basic, for example, if I have to shop for my clothes, all the brands, they're gonna close. Like the malls, they're gonna close at 5 p.m. There is only one day in a week when they open till late. Otherwise, they just close, they just shut at 5 p.m, which is again a big culture shock for me, because of course, I have to go out once I finish off my work. And when I finish my work, that would be around 6 p.m, 7 p.m or 8 p.m or something like that. But nothing like that happens over here. So that's again a big change. And then the next thing over here is, again, you know what, you are not going to hear a horn here. There's no honking, no horn. If someone is, if you are able to hear, if for example, if you're driving and if you are able to hear a horn, that means that the other person is abusing you. That's a symbol of abusive language. Now what I mean by that is that means that you're doing something wrong. You are not following the traffic rules. You're doing something wrong on the road, which might lead to some tragedy or some accident. That is the reason that other person is actually honking at you. Otherwise, there are no horns. No one is going to, horn you without any reason. When back in India, you're gonna hear a horn 10,000 times when you are on a road, right? You cannot even count. It's uncountable. But nothing like that is going to happen over here. You're not going to hear a horn. And I can tell you one thing: when you'll just start driving, like your initial driving days, because obviously the traffic rules over here are like bit different, not much or huge different, but like a bit different. So people are gonna horn at you. So you have to make it out. You have to understand that you're doing something wrong. But no horn culture over here. And then the next thing which I want to mention about the pre-prepared meals. Now what I mean by pre-prepared meals is like ready to eat food. It's very common over here, because obviously people over here, they're working for their morning shifts and for their evening shifts as well. So they really don't get time to cook food. So let's assume I need to have a salad. So I'll go to Woolworths and I'll buy a kit. In that kit, I'll have everything. I'll have one section for spinach. I'll have one section for whatever needs to be, lettuce, whatever needs to be there in a salad, or cheese. It will be there. And then you just need to add your own toppings, like your sauce and dressing, and you will get the dressing as well. Just take that bowl that would be of $6, $7, $5, whatever. Just take that bowl, go to your work, at your workplace, Just mix up everything and you will be good to go. This is just an example of a salad. There are lots, in fact not lots of things, all the things that are available over here, they are pre-prepared. Why? Because people don't get much time. You know, back in India we used to prepare everything from scratch, washing the vegetables and then chopping the vegetables and then preparing them from scratch and then making, you know, then just kneading the dough and then making the chapatis. But no such concept. Even you know, you're gonna get the chapatis over here, they are again frozen chapatis or frozen parathas. You just have to put that on your gas and they will be ready in just a couple of minutes. So that's again a concept of pre-prepared meals, pre-cooked food, because people are not in habit of cooking and they don't even have that much of time. So you need to get into that culture. Okay, so the next thing, this is the 10th, 11th, 12th thing, which I'm 12th cultural shock. Coffee culture. I'm not at all a coffee person, so it is like, it was a big, now I'm used to it, of course. It was a big you know, cultural shock for me that everyone over here, they are addicted to coffee, they enjoy coffee, they love coffee, they are passionate about coffee. They can have coffee and coffee and coffee, and you know, they won't even start doing their work without a coffee. And then they have thousands and thousands of variety of coffee. You won't even remember the types of coffee that they have. So if you're a coffee lover, you're gonna enjoy the culture over here, you're gonna enjoy your work culture, because everyone over here loves coffee. They cannot survive without coffee. And you know, like in India, people, I have seen people, they survive on tea, cha, but over here coffee is the thing. And then I think that's it. So all these were the points that I actually noted down for my today's video. Anything else that yes, one last thing. Okay, that's the complimentary one, I didn't wrote it here. So one last thing that I just want to mention is that people over here, like back in India, we have filters, you know, we use filtered water to drink, but nothing like that over here. We just drink normal tap water, you know, and we are good to go. Of course, I use a filter for myself because stigma, you know, mindset, but that's all right. But nobody does that, like it's not common. So you need, of course, when I started drinking that water, I used to think that why am I even drinking that water, you know, how can I drink the water which is coming out of tap, because we are built in with that mentality. But nothing like that. The normal water which comes in from here, we have to drink that. Everyone drinks that. So these were the major cultural shocks. Of course, I can make the part 2 of this video as well, because there are lots of other differences as well. But that's it for today's video. I am super tired right now. As I told, I just came back from my work, so I'm just gonna end this video over here. Let me know in the comment section what you want to see next. Also, if you are interested to learn more about IELTS and PT, I teach, if you can see my background as well, I teach IELTS and PT. You can just contact me on the number which I'm just going to mention in my description box, and I will be there to help you out. I offer offline classes in Darwin and online classes